Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, it's my privilege to request the Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, for the inaugural address. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Shri Piyush Goyal ji.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Mr. Joe Cooley, the Honorable Minister for Coffee from Papua New Guinea. And I believe he's the first minister ever to have a dedicated charge for coffee. I don't think there's been a coffee minister anywhere in the world. Mr. Massimiliano Fabian, the chair of the International Coffee Council, Dr. Vanusia Noguera, the executive director of the International Coffee Organization, all the very distinguished representatives of UNIDO, FAO, Afreximbank, ILO, all the various industry representatives from Nestle, ITC, SLN Coffee, Hindustan Levers, CCL Products, Tata Consumers, all the various exhibitors and coffee participants I met earlier during my walk through the exhibition. In fact, I was particularly happy to see that my sister, Ms. Malvika, has continued the Cafe Coffee Day brand and is growing it to bigger heights. All the various delegates from nearly 80 plus countries who have joined us from around the world, exhibitors, distinguished participants, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to all the coffee enthusiasts in this startup capital of India, Bengaluru. In fact, this is the place where tech meets taste. And I think it's very appropriate that we are having this World Coffee Conference in Bengaluru because we have, in a way, been able to create a perfect blend between flavor and innovation. Congratulations to Coffee Board, congratulations to you, Jagdish, to you, Narendran, and the entire team who has made this very first international conference being held in India, possibly the first in Asia, a grand success. The exhibition truly was world-class. And I'm truly very, very happy to see the theme, sustainability through circular economy and regenerative agriculture, a theme that resonates with all of us, a theme that is very, very relevant to today's day and age, something that we are all concerned about. And I'm sure as many of you will walk around Bengaluru, enjoy the various cuisines around MG Road or Malleswaram or possibly at Basavanagudi, you will also enjoy an authentic cup of coffee in all the corner stores of Bengaluru, be it Hatti coffee I had some delicious Hatti coffee earlier in the day, or the various different brewed and homegrown coffees that define Indianness, Indian coffee, and is something that many of us wake up to every morning. I'd like to congratulate all the participants for some of the wonderful exhibition products as well as the tasty offerings that you have brought to the fore. at this event, and I'm sure that during the course of the next 4 or 5 days, we will come up with new ideas, new friendships, new partnerships, and hopefully expand the coffee business both within India and internationally. The theme that you have taken up resonates very well with our G20 theme. We have just very successfully concluded the Leaders Summit in New Delhi at the Bharat Mandapam. But certainly, the G20 presidency of India continues until 30th of November. So you are holding this international conference within the G20 presidency, encompassing our theme of one earth, one family, one future. And I'm delighted that our coffee family has got together in Bangalore to work the roadmap, to prepare a roadmap, a sustainable roadmap for the entire world so that we can save the world, we can save the coffee industry going forward. And I'm sure the discussions that will be held over the next few days of seminars and conferences will come up with newer ideas so that we can all, while we celebrate the past glory of coffee, embrace the future, a future full of promises, a future full of potential, and collectively come up with ideas, come up with newer ways which can help this industry grow, help this industry prosper, and help this industry serve all of mankind. Friends, the Honorable Prime Minister often focuses on two aspects. One, he says our policy is a fusion of back to basics on the one hand and our march to the future on the other hand. And I think this conference is a very appropriate amalgamation where we are looking at going back to the basics of this industry, but we are also marching towards a more inclusive, a more sustainable, a more circular future for this industry. The Prime Minister also focuses on mission life, that is lifestyle for environment, where he is very clear that the words that really capture sustainability is regeneration, reuse, recycle, and reducing wastage. And until all of us start caring for the environment, show our concern, our responsiveness to the needs of the environment, the future can be very bleak. In fact, Bhagwan Basaveshwara, Indian saint of the 12th century, a philosopher, a social reformer, a statesman, had left behind the thought, and somebody, by the way, who fought for the equality of women. And I see that on this dais here today, we have only one woman, one lady. I think this has to change. And I was delighted when I saw a group of ladies running a collaborative, cooperative venture, which is entirely run and managed by women. And I was sharing with them that India today is a country that stands for equality of women, just as Bhagwan Basaveshwara had stood for. And very recently, just 3 days ago, we have passed a law in India by which 33% or 1/3 of all our elected representatives, be it in the central parliament, legislative bodies of all the states, the body in the center, our parliament, all will have a minimum of 1/3 representation of women. And taking a cue from what Lord Basaveshwara had said, I think we must consume according to our requirement. And that is something he said in the 12th century AD. In a way, that is the message Prime Minister Modi is taking forward through his mission life, where he says that we all have to consume, respecting the environmental needs, respecting our effort to protect the environment. And I think if we all recognize that waste is the biggest problem due to which the environment suffers, we'll be able to truly understand that the world, that Mother Earth has enough for everybody's need. What Mother Earth does not have is enough for everybody's greed. And I think that is the credo that we in our coffee industry need to recognize, that we need to respect, that we need to take forward. In fact, coffee made an aromatic entrance to India only in the 17th century. It was Baba Budan who brought coffee to India. Legend says that he brought 7 beans from Yemen, hidden in his beard, and planted them in Chikmagalur in the state of Karnataka. About 70% of India's coffee production today continues to come from the state of Karnataka, where he first introduced coffee. These 7 beans that he brought to India 300 years ago have created a revolution and have forever changed the landscape of India's agriculture in this region, particularly in this Mysore, Chikmagalur and neighboring areas. Friends, coffee is not just a beverage, but a shared passion that connects all of us. It's a unifying force which fosters connections and bridges cultures. After all, we have 90 countries participating in this conference. But when we look at consumption, I suspect every country in the world would be a potential market, a potential consumer of coffee. Different tastes, different types of coffees, and different ways to roast those beans, to brew that coffee have evolved over the years. In fact, during the pandemic, the world embraced Dalgona coffee. And we almost at one point of time had the theory going around that coffee is a nice way to protect yourself from the pandemic, particularly because it was a hot beverage, possibly because it was bitter or bittersweet as we drink it in India. But in India, we've had a very similar experience with Feti Hui coffee. What we do is we take coffee powder with a little bit of milk and somebody keeps stirring it for a long time. I mean, I've seen my cooks do that at home, so I'm trying to recall how they make it. We call it Feti Hui coffee. Feti is the process where we are stirring the coffee beans or the coffee powder with a little bit of milk, creating a little bit of froth in that, and then that's the way we in India like to have our coffee more often than not. And I think we've had this coffee for decades. We've had coffee, the filter coffee, which is very prevalent here. I've just had it in one of the stalls where we have two vessels. One in which the coffee is kept hot, and then you pour that into the other vessel so that you can have it hot and continue to have small bits from the smaller vessel into the larger vessel and enjoy your coffee. I hope all our distinguished participants from all over the world, both in the audience and on the stage, will certainly enjoy coffee in that style, the filter coffee style, that I've had it ever since I was a young child until I had it a few minutes ago at this exhibition. Friends, whether it's filter coffee or it's frothy cappuccinos, coffee cultures are as diverse as the people of the world. While India continues to be a large producer of coffee and an exporter of almost $1 billion of coffee, I, for one, believe that we have miles to go. We have huge potential. We have a lot of work to do in our country in terms of expanding coffee plantations, expanding the taste of coffee into interiors, into other parts of the country, and also take our Indian coffee to many, many more destinations. And I would urge Coffee Board, Jagdish, Narendran, and the entire team to take it up as a mission and continue our effort to take Indian coffee to newer destinations, take newer tastes, the tastes of different valleys in India, be it the Araku Valley, be it the Chikmagalur Valley, different valleys, different states offering different products for different taste buds, I think need to go to other parts of the world. While the sector has been growing well, I think we have no time to rest on our laurels. We have to look at much larger and more ambitious goals. Today is a moment to celebrate the dedication of our coffee workers, of our passionate entrepreneurs. We have startups in the coffee ecosystem who have all played an important role in nurturing the industry. And here, if I may quote Bhagwan Basaveshwara again, he had said, when you work, feel that there is no one lower than you and there is no one greater than society. And I think it's very appropriate when we are talking of sustainability that we respect that every worker, every stakeholder in the coffee ecosystem has a role to play, deserves an equal respect and equal place. But there is no one who's bigger than society. For each one of us, we have to be concerned about Mother Earth. We have to be concerned about our contribution to society, our contribution to ensuring that we leave behind the world as a better place to live in than the one that we have inherited. And it is incumbent on each one of us as trustees of Mother Earth to take care of our planet, to ensure that our future generations get a better world to live in than the one that we have inherited. And I'm sure we in the coffee industry will live up to these expectations. We will have an unwavering spirit and commitment and contribute to ensuring that we do all our work in a sustainable manner, respecting the circular economy, and right from our agricultural practices till our marketing practices, we will ensure sustainability, regeneration, reduction of waste, and ensure that we do not in any way damage environment, damage the oceans, damage Mother Earth. Friends, the way forward for all of us can be captured in 4 principles. One, we need to continue to innovate from farm to cup, from farmers until the factory, factory to foreign lands. In every aspect of our industry, we need to continue to innovate. We need to bring technologies to connect our farmers to the consumer. Second, we need to popularize sustainable practices and involve the scientific community to see how our agricultural practices, how our roast or brewing practices, and how our marketing practices can seamlessly protect the environment. Our startups, our industry, our civil society, our consumer organizations will all have to work as equal stakeholders, as partners in this mission. 3, we must collaborate. We must enhance cooperation, collaborations, and work together with research institutes and global bodies so that Indian practices dovetail with international efforts and we all work together to make the coffee business truly a sustainable and environmentally friendly business model. 4, we need to adhere to high quality standards in production, processing, and packaging. As responsible producers, I think it's important that we continue to respect the need for change, the need to remain abreast with the best practices worldwide, to bring innovation and technology in our ecosystem, and also ensure that the entire coffee process from end to end respects sustainability as the core principle of our being. And in my humble opinion, quality and sustainability, what Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi articulates as zero defect and zero effect. We should produce goods and services with zero defect, high quality, internationally acceptable goods and services of very, very high quality, zero defect. But at the same time, our production and marketing practices should have zero effect. We should not damage the environment in any way. And this is a mantra he articulated 9 years ago. And the country today stands behind Prime Minister Modi to ensure that we will be world class in terms of quality and we will be a globally responsible citizen, ensuring our own role to make sure that we do not hurt the environment, we do not damage the environment. And keeping the principles of zero defect, zero effect, I can assure you, my own understanding is that it's always more affordable. It comes at no additional cost. When we address the challenges of climate change, it does not add to our cost. In fact, it makes our product a much, much better marketable product. It gives us better value for money. And India is a shining example for many other countries to follow, to emulate in our path, in our efforts towards an environmentally conscious society, an environmentally conscious coffee industry. Through our own dedication to shade cultivation, we have been able to deliver exceptional quality of coffee, but also set remarkable precedents for responsible agriculture. Friends, together we can brew not just a great cup of coffee, but a better world. Every sip can be infused with the sense of sustainability, and every bean will continue to tell the story of hope, the story of the future. May your path be immersed in continued success, growth, and an abundance of flavors waiting to be discovered. My best wishes to each one of you who are participating in this very important conference. May God be with you, and I wish this conference of the International Coffee Organization all success and great future for each one of the participants from India and all across the world. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Minister has called upon the entire fraternity to come together for the betterment of the sector, and at the same time, we need to understand the responsibilities of Mother Earth. I would request Dr. K.G. Jagdisha to kindly present a memento as a token of love and affection to Shri Piyush Goyal ji, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry. Let's give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for his highly inspiring and motivating inaugural address. Thank you very much, sir. Due to some urgent commitment, the Honorable Minister will be leaving now, but all of you kindly be in your places. In the next 3 to 4 minutes, the inaugural session will continue. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all once again thank the Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, for his presence and inaugurating the event.